Passing Loop by Chynna Laird. Chapter 1. This royally sucks, 17-year-old Cressella Cantelli thought as she slouched on the couch watching her mother Enya from across the room. You can make me go, but you can't make me like it. Enya sighed. Oh, come on, Chrissy, it's not that bad. How can you say that? You're kidnapping me to some stupid butthole small town in the middle of nowhere. All of my friends are here. I only have 1 year left at school before I go to university, and I just started a job at the coffee house. Why are you doing this to me? Her mom shoved bubble wrap on top of an open box and folded the flaps down. Stop being so dramatic. First of all, Melville is not that small. There are over 4,500 people living there, and I'm not kidnapping you. You're only 17. You're going because I'm your mother, and I say so. You'll survive, I promise. She ripped off a line of packing tape, pressed it down on top of the closed box, then added, besides, I think you could stand to make some new friends. And what's wrong with my friends? You want the whole list or just the top 10? Cressella folded her arms across her chest and glared. That's really nice. I get into trouble once, and you stopped mid-taping and raised an eyebrow. Once. Fine, a few times. Chrissy, you cut school. I've caught you smoking. I came home from work one night to a bunch of underage teenagers drinking in my home, and that one girl, Karen, is it? Making out with some boy in my bed. Mom, they aren't that bad. Seriously. Don't you remember being a teenager? And that thing with Karen was crappy. I didn't invite her. We aren't even friends. Plus, I didn't even know what was going on, or I would have stopped it. Her mom finished taping up the box, then shoved it to the side with the others piled up almost ceiling high. Maybe if you hadn't been hanging over the toilet, that is, right? In fact, I think you're still serving a grounding sentence for that little party, if I'm not mistaken. Heat rose up on Cresella's neck, settling into her cheeks. Well, if I'm not mistaken, you did a lot of those things and more, and you were a lot younger than me. Enya froze mid-stride on her way to the kitchen and turned, her eyes narrowed. Now look, I get that you're ticked off that I'm moving you out of the big city to my hometown. I get you're resentful that I'm taking you out of school so close to graduation to finish somewhere else. I even get that you might not feel great about having to meet new friends. But you do not get to talk to me like that or treat me like crap under your shoe. Yeah, I did make some bad choices when I was younger, but I learned from them, and so will you. She continued walking, then said over her shoulder, now go make sure you have everything packed up in your room and that you have what you need for the trip. The truck should be here soon. Angry tears flooded Cresella's eyes as she stomped off to her room. I'm not going to make this easy on anyone, she thought. No one asked me how I felt about moving 2 provinces away to help care for a grandmother who's never given a hooter's damn about me. She flopped face down on her bare mattress lying in the middle of her room. The walls were all bare, the closet empty, and all of her possessions packed away in various sized boxes. She flipped over onto her back, staring up at the ceiling fan. What happened? 2 weeks earlier, things had been awesome. She'd gotten a new job, had planned on saving up for her own car, and had actually been doing better in school. Then Lily Grant's daughter called her mom, telling her that the old woman had fallen and broken at her hip. Her mom had decided that once Cressella had finished the school year, they'd pack up and move to Melville to help out her grandmother. Moving to a small town after living in the big city her entire life was going to be hard enough. The added bonus of being forced to live with Lily Grant was enough to make her want to jump from the top of her apartment building. Still mad at me? Without taking her eyes off the ceiling fan, Cressella responded to her mom. Of course. But you feed me and don't make me pay rent yet, so I'll force myself to be nice to you. Her mother's gentle horse-like laugh echoed around the empty room. Move over. I'll join you. Cressella scooted over, allowing her mother to lie down. They didn't speak for several seconds. A breeze blew the smell of car exhaust mixed with food and coffee smells from the street below through the open window. A car honked, then a loud squeal indicated a sudden stop. A woman cursed and a man responded with several insults of his own. Food truck vendors yelled to passerbys about their wares. And you're making me give all of this toxic wonderfulness up, Cressella finally said. Personally, I'm looking forward to a bit quieter of an environment. The city stinks, literally, and it's loud. And you can be guaranteed there will be no smog warnings in Melville. Oh great, fresh air too? My lungs are going to go into shock. If you tell me we'll be living on a farm and I'm going to have to wear overalls and a straw hat singing E-I-E-I-O, I may as well end it all now. They looked at each other, then burst into giggles.